Okay, so our course is dead. That is the question that's been going around for like the last few months. And I just feel like we're asking the wrong question. We are genuinely asking the wrong question. And I'm so happy that the question is being posed because I feel as though one of the things that I have not enjoyed about the industry is that people tend to create only based off of how they themselves learn. Um, and so, because of that, you're greatly losing people in the experience of being able to really be on the pathway of learning and or mastering what it is that you are teaching them. And so, I just want to like give an example. If someone is the type of person who learns by doing, then they may only create for those who learn by simply doing, not really giving too much insight or understanding or anything like that. And so, this is where we have to understand that there are multiple learners. And I would like to think that as someone who claims to give a damn about so many people wanting to learn the thing, that you should take the time essentially to create for all of these people. And what I learned years ago when I was doing my master's in trainer certification, because I was getting trained to train other people in the modalities to be able to certify people in other modalities, I learned about the format system. Okay. Now, the format system was created by, now hold on, because I don't forgot this man's name already. The format system was created by David Kolb in 1971 and then was eventually expanded upon by Bernice McCarthy, right? And the format system essentially breaks down the four different types of learners. And we're gonna run through these, right? And so I think the most common learner that we are learning or creating for is the what learner, right? Like the what. But there are three others. So we have our why learners, we have our what learners, we have our how learners, and we have our what if learners. And so when it comes to the different types of learners, right? Your why learners are the ones who, they think in big picture. They want to engage, right? And the bigger meaningful discussions about what is being taught. Then you have your what learners, and what learners make up honestly like the majority, but these are the people who want to dive deep into the details of the concept and then reflect on them. And I want to take a moment to just acknowledge that because yes, we are in an age where we have AI, and yes, it's easy to go into AI and ask questions and this and that. But I was thinking about this in that, okay, sure, you have that, but are you learning? Are you learning? I think about when I went through my certifications, like, sure, could I have asked like AI? Well, we didn't have ChatGPT back then, but sure, AI could teach me how to put together a hypnosis script. But would I have actually learned, would I have been on the pathway to mastery when it came to these modalities that I was learning? No, I really don't think so. I don't think that I would have been as good as I was straight out the gate because I spent the downtime not just for learning, reflecting, implementing, and then implementing again, and then implementing again, getting feedback, like all the things. And so you have to remember that you're going to have people who are like that. And you also have to consider what is most necessary for the person to actually anchor into the learning of the concept or the material, whatever that you are teaching them. Okay. So then we also have our how learners. That's me. I'm a how learner. And so your how learners essentially are the ones who like they take that detail and they experiment with it, right? Which makes total sense given that again I'm a 3-6 in human design. Like trial and error is my middle and last name. But the how learners, they have to do the thing in order to draw their own conclusions and their own learnings, right? And so, like, I know for me, like, that's the only way that I can, like, really truly learn is by doing that. And then you have your what if learners. And your what if learners are people who they think about the possible applications of a thing, right? The possible applications and just like how you can explore that. So I really think of these people as like big picture. Like I think of them as like the natural innovators, right? The people who are able to take something and then like really like play with it. They're alchemists almost, if you will, okay? And so it's not about our courses dead. It's not about our courses dead. You should always be coming back to what is the best way for my people to learn. And for some people, that is going to still be a course. And then even when we're thinking about the concepts, right? Think about the concepts of what you're teaching and then also who your ideal clients are and also what awareness stages are they at. Sometimes the course is needed to get them anchored into a solid foundation. Like I get that we have access to AI. I've spent all day getting like Claude code connected to like my computer and I've been building stuff and like all the things, but like that's for that. Honestly, I would have preferred a course that walked me through it. If I'm being dead ass, like I would have preferred to have a course walk me through step by step on how to set all this shit up. But everyone's out here now assuming that because we have AI, oh, well, because we don't need the courses, oh, digital products are dead. Like, no, Buki, no, that's not the case. Now, I have seen people share various viewpoints about courses and like how they feel about them. Like some people are just like, I don't like the big courses, da 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 da. Some people are like, hey, listen, give me like these micro things and then like I can just move it at my own pace and then like stack and all these other things. Like the thing to walk away with is that everybody's so different. Everybody is so different. Everybody's needs are different, right? And so I just think that it kind of just makes sense to do your best to give people what it is that they need in the different formats, right? It's just like if you take a lesson and then you turn it into an infographic of some sorts because you have people that are visual learners, right? So that's what I say. I say forget the conversation of our course is dead. Like courses are not dead. Courses are not dead. The issue has always been that people really weren't trained on how to create powerful courses. There are people that I know who are making multiple seven figures a year selling still one course experience. Now, not like self-study. It does come with like live components, which is good for our wine learners, right? Perfect for our wine learners. That opportunity to be able to like maybe ask questions or like be and again meaningful discussion. Perfect for your wine learners. They just need to understand why. Okay, so all those other like AI agents, love them. And again, really, if you really think about it, when it comes to the things that we really want to learn, and we want it to be like an anchored knowing, you need time. You need to be able to reflect. You need to be able to essentially make it your own. And what I mean by make it your own is they say that one of the best ways to learn is to teach. And I think that courses do make it easier for us to do that in some ways. Could you just go back and forth with ChatGPT or Claude, Gemini, whatever, and be able to recite what you're learning in your own words? I feel like the AIs move so fast, which might be good for the people with, I don't know, ADHD brains. I've probably got some DDDs or I got a touch autism somewhere or, it is what it is. But I'm just saying that when it comes to the learning experience for yourself and being able to, again, take what it is that you're consuming and be able to recite that in your own language, that's when you know that you've really learned it. But we aren't even stopping to even make sure that, like, we're consuming so much. We're consuming so much that it is beneficial, again, to take times to just slow it down a bit. So if you're still wanting to create courses, honey, I don't think there's going to be an issue. If you still want to do digital products, honey, I don't think there's going to be an issue. Like, again, your ideal clients, take that into consideration. Their awareness stages, take that into consideration. If you don't know any of this stuff, you need to come into the magnetic visibility circle. I have an AI thing that'll take you through that process. You can go ahead and lock that in, so that way when you are creating content, when you're creating your products and you're creating your services, you already know, like, okay, boom, this is the ideal client. These are the different awareness stages that they are at. We're going to create something for this awareness stage, this awareness stage, this awareness stage. We're creating a piece of content. It's going to be for this awareness stage. And so we already know, like, the pathway. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to make things so much, so much, so much, so much simpler for you. This is one of the foundational pieces that I had to walk myself through when, before I started this, like, 100 videos on 100 days challenge. But just being able to, like, create my ecosystem, it had to start from obviously me knowing who I was even trying to do all of this stuff for. So I will see you inside of the magnetic visibility circle. Honey, the link to join us is below. I will see you over there.